Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to share with you another easy recipe, which will be the pumpkin lasagna with either turkey or chicken as you prefer, wherever you prefer. And when I say turkey or chicken, I mean these slices that you usually use on your sandwich, and not like other kind of variation of chicken meat or turkey meat. So think about stuff like this. So we also happen to have the turkey bacon. I think that one would go great with this also. But yeah, these are your two options, the best options for this one, either chicken or turkey. So what you need is either one complete pumpkin, but then that will take you a lot of time, because what we're gonna do with that pumpkin is then you'll have to put it in the oven and leave it in there while it gets a little bit soft and mushy. And then you have to hold it out, take all the meat of the pumpkin out, and then kind of squash it.
We did that last week.
We did that last week.
So,
something like what you do when you make pumpkin soup. Yeah. So if you want to know how to do that, if you prefer to work with an actual, a whole pumpkin, just go back a couple of videos back, or just go to the easy recipe playlist, and you'll find it in there, the pumpkin soup, where we show you how to do that with whole pumpkin. But just for the sake of time, not having to stand here too long, and thankfully we have here in Holland, because I heard a lot of you guys outside of Holland do not always have the luxury of being able to go to the supermarket, get stuff like this. But in this case, we have pumpkin that's cut in little pieces. So if you go for that, just go for a pumpkin that's 1 kilo, or pumpkin bits that you can get from the grocery shop. Take or give 1 kilo. All right, so that's what we need. We need a little bit of what we call here in Holland the Italian herb mix. Oh, this one is from Morocco. Well, where do you know? It's called Italian herb mix, but it's from Morocco.
Well,
that's why they smell so good. All right, so what's in here? We have oregano, we have rosemary, we have sage, and we have thyme.
sage.
See? So you need that too. What else do you need? You need 1 lemon. Nice, thick, juicy, meaty lemon. You need 75 grams of Parmesan cheese. This kind. Okay. You need 250 grams of ricotta, which is this. Trust me, if you don't know what ricotta is, just go to your groceries or your Italian store, if you happen to have one. Ask them for ricotta. 250 grams of ricotta. Then we need 250 grams of fresh lasagna layers, not the dry kind, but the fresh one. Then we need about 200 grams of these slices, whether it's chicken or turkey. These are ready to eat. This is what you normally would do on your sandwich. About 200 grams. About 150 grams of mozzarella, still in its juice, like this one. See, 125 grams. We need, you could use a little bit of garlic, but we're not going to do that. You need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You need panko. Panko is a very famous high-end, or how do you say that? Class A. Bread crumbs that you can use to coat whatever you need to do. It's called panko, or the Japanese breadcrumbs, as we sometimes call it here in Holland. So that's that. You need 1 layer of baking paper, and if you're going, we're going to have to mash this, so you need one of these mashers, and you need one of these oven dishes, preferably 20 by 20. But if you have centimeters, if you have a bigger family, then multiply the amounts that I'm giving you here. In this case, it's just me and Mike, but if you're not a big eater, you can divide this between 4 persons. So that's it, you guys. So let's start by putting these pieces in the oven, and then let them caramelize more or less, and let them get really soft. Once you can caramelize, Once you can poke a knife in there, you know that they're ready. Take them out, let them cool off a little bit, and then start mashing them as if you would to make mashed potato. So in this case, it will be mashed pumpkins. That's the first step. So if you're working with a whole pumpkin, I just told you how to do that. Same principle. At the end of that step, you need to end up with mashed pumpkin meat. So first I'm gonna do this. Take these out of the plastic bags, put them in the hot air fryer, let them bake a little bit, and then take them out and then mash them and come back to you for the next. So you need to end up with something like this. See, like I said, like mashed potato, but instead of the potato you mash the pumpkin. Oh, there's a seed. All right, so there it is. Again, put it in the oven or put it in your hot air fryer, cut it in little pieces, then put it, that's what I mean, clean it, cut it in hot little pieces, then put it in a hot oven and leave it in there getting mushy and soft. Once you've reached there, take out the meat, haul out the pumpkin, take out the meat, and mash it like this. For this process, for this step, I'm using the Magimix, and I'm using this cutter, these blades. I used the other one that I normally make the dough with, but that didn't do a lot because I did not want it to make it into a porridge. Just needs to be mashed, but still needs to be a little bit, how do you say that? Well, like I said, it's not, we're not looking to make porridge, but we just want to mash it. So end with something like this and you're fine for this step. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave you guys, take all this and put it in a bowl, and then go continue with the next step. So like I said, once you've reached this, you're done for this step. For you know, when it comes to preparing the pumpkin and mashing it. But if you're not too lazy, just follow me and just go with me for this step and just walk it a little bit in one of your wok pans, just to give it that how do you say that, just that like that grilled taste that we want to add in there. Just to reach that a little bit, I'm gonna walk it, just slam it left and right in your wok pan, just a little bit, till you see some brown spots here and there. If you're wondering why this step is necessary, that is because this is how the flavor come out in the pumpkin. And I can already smell it. It smells really good. It smells like candy, like this sweet caramel smell. That's what we want to reach. Just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. Once you see that it's steaming and it's, you know, it's hot, all of what you have so far in there, take it out and then put it back into your bowl where you started initially with. Guys, it really smells delicious now. Love it, love it. Smells like barbecue. See, there you have it. So guys, for this next step, wash your lemon, then grate it, all of it. We want the skin to come off. Grate the skin on one of these in a separate bowl. Just grate the whole lemon, the skin of it, you know, to get lemon zest. Is that how you call it? I'll show you in a minute. Cleanse your thyme, and just take this is really delicate thyme, so I'm not going to what is this? Oh, that was a bug, but no. This is really delicate. See, this is really delicate, juicy thyme, so I'm not going to take the leaves off. I'm just gonna cut it and just cut it in like really fine little pieces. Just cut it really fine. See, it's really soft, all of it, and I'm gonna put it in there. But if you happen to have thyme with like dry stems, then just take the fine soft leaves of it and just use only the leaves. But in this case, I'm just gonna cut it with a butcher's knife really fine, add it in there, then grate the lemon, the skin, all the skin of it in there, then add all of the ricotta that we have, the amount that I shared with you, then a little bit more than the half of your Parmesan cheese. So a little bit more than the half of that in there. And that's it for this step. So I'm gonna do that and come back to you. So there we have it. So we have the ricotta in there. We have the lemon skin, the lemon that we grated. We have the thyme, we have pepper, as you can see, and the Parmesan cheese, about 2/3 of the total amount that I shared with you. And just break it a little bit more. If you have those flakes, is that how you call it in English? If you get the cheese like this, break it a little bit more. So I'm gonna mix this really well and then continue with you guys to the next step. You should end up with something like this. Now we're going to take our sage. We're gonna cleanse this again, cut it in little pieces. Well, not too much, not much of it, because it's really strong. Sage has a very strong scent. So maybe something like this. See, maybe one. Well, not a stem. I don't know how you call it in English. One piece like this piece with all its leaves, and then one big leaf maybe. So cleanse it, cut it in pieces, and add it to the pumpkin meat that we've been mashing so far, and then mix it really well. So this is what you should come up with. The combo of the pumpkin with sage is just amazing, you guys. The smell, it's like you're walking through this mountain full of herbs. It's really good. I don't know, the hotness maybe of the pumpkin brings out the strong, like delicious smell, like the fresh mountainy smell of sage out. It's really amazing. So we have this mixture and we have this mixture so far. So coming back to this, I decided I'm gonna go with the oven dish of 20 centimeter by 20, just because I ended up with not so much pumpkin, mashed pumpkin. So just to be on the safe side, because we do need it to be a little bit thick. That's what makes lasagna among other things. So I'm going to come back to this. Just grease it a little bit with butter, just a little bit, really.
It messes up your kitchen a bit.
Yeah,
Why is
a
that
bit.
just you?
Maybe it's just me. Yeah, it is a little mess here, but then again, normally I spare you these images, guys, but yeah. Anyway, what is this? Oh, this is rosemary. So, oh, of course, this is oregano. I'm sorry. Anyway, you guys, so now we're going to take a little bit of that and just spread it on the bottom of this dish. Just a little layer, thin layer, just a thin layer of the pumpkin.
It's a little sprinkle.
Not too thick. No, not the sprinkle, but just a little thin layer of the pumpkin mixture that we have. So like this. See? Just a thin layer, not too thin, of course, I mean, but yeah, something like this. So on top of that, one layer, see, just one layer of your lasagna layer. This is fresh lasagna layers, and just cut them. Make sure that you do your best to cut them so that they will, how do you say that? They should not be overlapping each other, because then you'll end up with lasagna layer that's not cooked well. We do not want that. So really use your scissors and do what I do. Make sure they fit together like puzzle, but they do not overlap. They do not overlay each other. Then add the chicken slices, as I'm showing you here. Again, if you're distracted or anything, these are ready to eat slices that you normally would do on your sandwich. So you can use chicken or turkey. So add them on there. Then another layer of the pumpkin mixture that we made. As you can see, I didn't cover all of it because I'm afraid I haven't made enough pumpkin mixture. So I need to be careful. But make sure you do, you make enough. So get a big pumpkin and just cover the whole thing with one thin layer. Next, a layer of the ricotta mixture that we made. Like this. This is going to be very tricky because we're adding this mixture on another mixture. So it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be like two nice separated layers on top of each other. Yes, they will be mixed in each other, as you see, but that's not a problem. And we're back to another lasagna layer, as you see here. So that's what we're gonna do. So lasagna layer, pumpkin, what did I say? I don't remember, you guys. So I'm sorry, I was confused myself. So it is these lasagna layers, then again the chicken fillet slices or the turkey fillet, then the pumpkin mixture, then the ricotta mixture. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna repeat the process that I have so far again. So this is what I have. Don't end up with the lasagna layers on top because they will dry because of the heat of the oven. So this is, when you do your layers in that process and you're about to start again with the lasagna layers and then do the whole process again with the chicken meat, the pumpkin and the ricotta mixture, there what you would put another layer if you have still more mixture. Stop at this point. You have to stop at where you're about to add another lasagna layer, but then don't add them, and that's where you stop. So with this on top. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the mozzarella cheese and then cut it in slices and then put it all over this dish. So thin slices and then divide them to cover the surface. So like this, something like this. If you happen to have more mozzarella, then just cover the whole thing and add more. If not, then this is it. Next, I'm going to break what's left of my Parmesan cheese and then sprinkle it all over the surface. All right, so there you have it. The Parmesan cheese on top. It's gonna go in a preheated oven for about 45 to 50 minutes, 170 degrees, 180 degrees. If keep checking on it. If you're noticing that stuff are getting dark on the surface, just make sure that you put a layer of aluminum foil on top of it. That will give it some space, some more time. That wins some more time for it to bake, because you need to finish that 45 minutes and without ending up with how do you say that, ashes on top of the surface of your lasagna. So this is gonna go in the oven, like I said, for 45 minutes at least. Keep checking on it. If it's getting too dark, just put a layer of aluminum foil on top of it. So guys, here it is. Let me just put it down here. After 45 minutes, 170 degrees, between 170 and 180 degrees, 45 minutes, everything is done. And it's delicious. But we're not there yet, because I told you we have the Japanese breadcrumbs and we still have the rosemary. We're gonna do something with that and then sprinkle it on top of this, and then we're done. So we're gonna need about 40 grams. Oh, uh-oh. 40 grams of this. Then 2 twigs of the rosemary. Just take the leaves off. But then again, this rosemary that I have is really soft. See, it's not dry, so I may as well just cut it all together with the leaves. But if you have a lush leaf like this one, look, with so many leaves on it, just have 1.5 maybe. Otherwise, it will be too much. Just cleanse it really well, and then again, chop it really fine. Add it to the 40 grams of the Japanese breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then just kind of fry it until it becomes goldish, until it gets this goldish color. Then take it off the fire and then sprinkle. I just put back the lasagna into the oven. Since I'm gonna do this, I want it to stay warm. Then just sprinkle it on the surface of your lasagna. See, 2 tablespoons. When the oil is a little bit hot, add the breadcrumbs in there, and then your fine chopped rosemary. And then just keep moving it around. Moving it around, moving it around. Till it gets the brownish color. Just stay on it. About 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes tops is fine. It's more than enough. And this is gonna be delicious, and it's gonna stick to the mozzarella and the cheesy surface that we have created so far on our lasagna. It's gonna be delicious, you guys. Right, I'm gonna finish this, helping it getting a goldish color. See, there it is. See, here, right here. That's what we want. See, right there. We do not want it to burn. That will be turn off, you guys. You cannot serve your guests something that's burned. All right, see how it's turning while we're looking at it? See? I don't know if it comes off as I'm seeing it right now, but here it's almost done. It's brownish, goldish. See? Right here? All right, coming back to you in a second. So, just sprinkle a little bit of it. It's really hot, so be careful. Something like this. This is not really handy because I'm doing it with one hand. The other hand is filming. Oh, sorry. But yeah, guys, something like this. Just sprinkle it. Try to sprinkle it evenly. Something like this. This is more than enough. See, this is your lasagna. Smells delicious. Smells divine. Smells really divine. There it is, you guys. There is your pumpkin lasagna. It smells delicious and it tastes delicious. It's really, really nice. You have to try this. It's so good. So, so good. All right, thank you so much for watching. Go make your own. If you do, please let us know how yours came out. Love you guys. For me, Mike, big hug. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your dinner. And hope to welcome you here soon again.